I got this. Willkommen auf the Basement Sports Network pregame show. Ich bin Kai-Chen Chisholm und das ist Roy Shepard. And the Miami Dolphins are playing a top spiel today against the Kansas City Chiefs. What's good?
What's going on, Kai? How you doing today, my boy?
Dude, we're both fucking tired.
Good morning, Holland. Good morning.
I forgot to make my coffee too. Shit, I thought I was gonna make coffee. I forgot.
That's true, bro. You did text me. I was like, I gotta make some coffee. You'll have some time today. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, my love, I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Basement Sports Network Miami Dolphins pregame show. We up early, baby. We are up early, baby. And that's because your Miami Dolphins kick off a game versus the Kansas City Chiefs at 9:30 today. Big test for us today, Kai-Chen Chisholm. We were talking about it a little bit pre-show where you said you had a couple of litmus tests for this team, and this is absolutely one of them. This is a battle of the top two teams in the AFC. This game is going to determine kind of like AFC supremacy for at least a week anyway. But it's going to be – it's a big game. Like, there are no two ways around it. There are no kind of like qualifiers on that. This is a big game for the Miami Dolphins. It's a big game for Kansas City. And it's also a big game for Germany. So, Kai,
huge game for the NFL.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, Kai, before that, just want to get your overall thoughts on kind of like how you feeling about this walking into this game.
Well, practicing my German came in handy. I get to introduce everything there. No, I think it's a huge litmus test for the Miami Dolphins. I think that it's I don't think it's right to say put up or shut up time because I think that that's incorrect. We are in the grand scheme of things, even if we like win or lose this game, at the end of the day, if we win, there's gonna be an overreaction. If we lose, there's gonna be an overreaction. I think they still need to win. It's a big game. It's kind of this will determine at the end of the year if you're playing the Kansas City Invitational or the Miami Dolphins Invitational. That's how I kind of look at it right now. I think that the Bills will continue to drop meaningless games. Maybe not. Maybe we don't beat them in Week 18, but I think that they're going to drop a few more meaningless games here and there. And we will too. I mean, it's going to happen. But I think this is a huge game because at the end of the year, if you're walking into Week 17 right before that Week 18 game against the Bills at home, and you come away with a win and you can rest some starters in Week 18 and you get the bye, going into that and you have the first seed, this game will be that game that determines it. I think that it really is. It's basically, are you going to be playing the Invitational of Kansas City or the Invitational of fucking Miami? And they're playing, in Frankfurt in the Eintracht Frankfurt Stadium. They didn't have a game there this week, so the field shouldn't be too bad. Last year, they did fuck up the field in Munich in Bayern Munich Stadium, so we'll see what happens. But I think they'll come out and they'll have a good game. I just hope that they don't go out there and embarrass themselves, like the Dolphins usually do.
I think I like the point of them. Like most of the time, I'm on the side of like the rest versus rust argument. I usually prefer to play players like and keep them in a rhythm. But in the case of the Dolphins, who has kind of like this, it's like a very extensive injury like list. It seems like even from early in the season, like I think getting this win and allowing yourself that extra game to be able to rest those starters coming to the end of the season would absolutely do them well. Like this is sickening, bro. This is crazy, insane, bro. That is a lot of people.
It's a long list. And we assume that Connor Williams, X, and Teron will be starting today, but I mean, fucking hell, dude. It's a long-ass list.
It is, though. But we talked about this a little bit. Me and JMV got an opportunity to talk about this a little bit on Thursday's show. Whereas, like, even though we're talking about health now, this will be the first game where your secondary has kind of like, well, you have your top three DBs in the game. I think Holland comes back this week as well, so that you guys will have kind of like a healthy secondary. And the defense didn't play bad last week, so that's a huge bump. How do you feel like the defense is going to do today or hold up today versus Kansas City?
I think that they're finally adjusting a little bit to Vic Fangio's scheme, and I don't say that just because they had a good game against the Patriots. Like the Eagles, we saw a very similar thing. I mean, the Eagles have one of the best offensive lines, if not the best offensive line in the league. And they made Lane Johnson give up his first sack in almost 3 years or 2 years. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's just they dominated the Patriots. No, I think that they're starting to kind of get a groove on. Um, Bradley Chubb is playing better and better. It's have it out there. 94. I'm taking away the trade him at the end of the year now because he's starting to play better, and it looks like he's starting to play his position and not just
And the trade deadline is already passed, so it's
yeah. Tag but
attacking
it seems like he's starting to get back into that groove and not just I'm hunting for sacks, trying to get, a freaking contract out of it because, sacks equal money. But at the end of the day, like I think that they're playing so much better and they're getting healthier. Like they're getting so much healthier. To have X be a number 2 is a great, insane moment for us right now, especially if he's healthy. Nick Needham are coming, and it's just, it should be a really good game. It should be good for the defense. Kansas City, besides Travis Kelce, really don't have a lot of weapons. I mean, Rashee Rice is, Isaiah
but do
Pacheco.
they need them if they
I'm just
have
saying,
Travis
like,
Kelce?
like if you want to really put if you want to double Travis Kelce, which still won't work, but if you want to double Travis Kelce, if you want to do stuff like that, you can give your best. Something that works in the Dolphins' favor. The Chiefs are 2-2 when Taylor Swift isn't in the building, so
Don't do this, Chisholm.
I'm just saying.
We don't need that type of propaganda on here. But also to your point about the defense improving every week, one of the biggest things, and we talked about this again too, like one of the biggest things in this Vic Fangio scheme is having the ability to drop back like a bunch of guys in coverage and still being able to get pressure with just your front four. And to your Bradley Chubb point, as much as I love to kill him, like he has been helping generate pressure. He, along with Jalen Phillips, have been coming around a little bit and occasionally getting home. So double Travis, triple Travis Kelce, quadruple Travis Kelce, and he is inevitable. Yes, he is. Mahomes can't be allowed to run for first downs. My problem is that there's no way to stop him from doing that. Like you're not going to stop Patrick Mahomes, but there's also like you want to be
Unless you
hopeful
replicate
about the
what
Dolphins.
Denver did last week. Denver kicked his ass last week.
That's a division game. I don't really count those as like.
I'm just saying. I mean, he kicked his fucking ass last week.
Yeah, sure, but like as a rule, like when you got this team, like I'll say this: I'm not going to use this game as an opportunity to kill the Dolphins' defense. Like if they give up points this game, I won't knock them too much for it because it is Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna kill them that way, but I am interested to see how they match up, considering what you were talking about, the lack of experience at wide receiver. Like, how do they approach that? How do they, with your linebackers being so trash, like, how do they even, like, what's the setup for stopping Kansas City's offense, especially when it's going to be built around Travis Kelce?
Hey, man, David Long's been playing better. All right. Credit where credit. No, I wouldn't say playing better because he hasn't played bad all season. David Long has been playing like the David Long that they said this motherfucker is talented as hell if he can stay healthy. And god damn it, he is talented as hell, and he has, thank God, stayed healthy. Knock on some motherfucking wood. I got you. Like he has stayed healthy, and he's been playing great. And to his credit, 55 has also been playing a little bit better. I'm not saying 55's been playing great, but he's been playing better.
Next to David Long, like I like him next to like another linebacker. Like it's
when they have him rush the passer instead of covering because he's not a coverage linebacker, he actually does what he's supposed to. No, I mean, I think there's no way that you can stop the Patrick Mahomes efficiency. Like you're not gonna stop him being able to run. You're not gonna be able to stop him getting the ball to Travis Kelce. And especially considering the Dolphins' history from coach to coach to coach to coach to coach to coach to coach, doesn't really matter. It's always going to be the same thing where for some reason the Dolphins just don't cover tight ends. I think the biggest
This
way
is
to
the
stop it
worst
is
team to do
just
that to.
yeah. I think the best way to stop it is just go out there with your best possible your best possible strategy. I mean, Vic Fangio has to have. I know you said like you don't care necessarily more so just about the defense and other things, but
Yeah.
I think that if you want to keep your team in it, if you want to make those, make things count, you have to do what you did like against Jalen Hurts. I know it's not the same quarterback, but it's the same style. Can run, even though I don't think Jalen Hurts is a good thrower of the football. Can throw. Um, getting into those 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, where you were
I'm not
having
letting you
those
get away with that
stops.
black man slander either, by the way.
That's
You're not gonna
he's not
slander
a
that
good
man
thrower of
on
the football.
here. You're not
He's
gonna
not a
slander.
good thrower of the football,
He's like a top
but
3 quarterback in football, bro.
he can't throw the football. But you know who can? Lamar Jackson. But like I just coming off track. I just think that if they can get them in those 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, then we'll be in a good position because we had the Eagles in tons of those, and the tush push just is unstoppable.
You said Fangio should be used to seeing Kansas City. Yeah, he should be because he used to coach in Denver, but that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't always help you. You talked about that, but speaking of kind of like having the game plan and shit like to play Hill and Waddle that linebackers, I'm with that.
Dude, imagine that would be like Chad Johnson trying to block Ray Lewis. One
But
clip.
they said
Boom.
they have 55 and they think Duncan Robinson, her and Ricky was saying the same thing. Look, bro, there's 55 is a curse number in Miami. But when you talk about like schematically what they're doing, this is something that JMV brought up that I thought was pretty interesting. Do you anticipate at any point that they'll have kind of Ramsey travel to guard Travis Kelce to kind of help mitigate some of the damage that he does, considering that people don't normally travel in this defense?
Have they? Has Jalen? Just because obviously I watch, but wasn't a consistent follower. Especially like when he was in LA, is he known for traveling with tight ends specifically? Because that's the biggest thing.
So yes and no. Like no, they don't have him do it a lot, but it's just kind of like if they needed to, then they would send him to a tight end and let him kind of guard that tight end. Now I don't know if he's great at it.
I
But
don't know
like
if he's great at it either. I mean, I think he has a big enough body to do it.
Yeah, like that's the problem though. Like it's just like even if you put Jalen Ramsey on Travis Kelce's still gonna get the ball. So it's like, is it worth it to even have him travel to Travis Kelce?
Yeah, I think so. I think you have a higher percentage of stopping Travis than you do not stopping Travis. The point blank situation, no matter what, is that Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league. I mean, it's just not even. It's
Yeah.
and it's just there's something about being able to play with like that I don't give a fuck attitude, but I give a fuck, and like having that like, dude, this is just a game, but I'm the best at it. Like that's just how
Yeah.
he
It's like
operates. Like you
it's like
hear,
Gronk. It's like Gronk
dude,
was too. Like
you hear
this is
him
a
and his brother
game.
talk on their podcast, and they're both just like,
Phenomenal podcast, by the way.
it's fucking amazing. But it's like the way they speak, you're like, dude, these are NFL football players. So, like they're just like, then they just mention, oh, we're
Dudes.
just 2 fucks from Ohio, and it's like, well, like there you go. He's the best tight end in the league. And I think easily, no matter what today, he's gonna go minimum like 5 for 75 and a tutty. I don't know about you, but if Travis Kelce only went 5 for 75 and a tutty, I'd walk
That's a
away from
win
that
for me.
game feeling real good. We know it's gonna be more than 5, and we know it'll probably be more than 75. But
We hope it's only one tutty.
shit, I'd walk away from that shit feeling delicious.
Feeling like a job well done defense.
Like, I mean, here for instance, in his games this year, granted, he had the 2-1s back to back, Denver, the first game against Denver, and then the Chargers. So, start of the year, four receptions, 26 yards against the Jags. Even in that huge game against Chicago, only 7 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. So he's only broke 100 yards twice. That was against Denver the first time. He went 9 for 9, 124, and then the Chargers where he went 12 for 179 and a tud. So realistically, actually, he's been having big games, but
Don't both of
he's
those
been kind of limited on
defenses
yards.
don't both of those defenses have more
Minnesota
talent?
held him down to 67. The Jets held him down to 60. Again, the Bears, when they got blown out, held him down to 69. I mean,
Hey, listen, like
just something to think about.
I'm all for the idea of Miami being able to throw something at Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce that kind of get them off of their game a little bit. But I just think inevitably they're going to figure out what they're doing, and I don't think it's going to take long before they figure out what Miami's defense is trying to do, and they're going to find a way to exploit it. They also have Andy Reid on that sideline, who is amazing. I think Holland asked a very good question, which would kind of help us pivot. Will Tua try to outperform Mahomes today and end up with a few reckless interceptions? I do not think so. Like, a few reckless interceptions is a lot to me. I think he may throw one, but I also believe Tua's going to play very well in this game. This is a big game. It's not just for Tua. Like, I don't care how much he tries to undersell it. Like, Tyreek Hill is geeked for this game. He has to be. Which is funny though, because like I can see a scenario where, because we're playing OKC and because it's Cheetah's first game back, that he tries to kind of like force the ball in there a little bit to prove a point. Jaylen made an excellent analogy, and I know I keep referencing him, but that's the person I talked to about this game. But Jaylen made like an awesome reference to Waddle coming back and Tua trying to force things to Waddle when he first came back, even trying to force touchdowns and end up throwing a pick in that regard. So like, there is some of that could be at play here with Cheetah in this reunion game versus Kansas City. But overall, I don't think Tua does anything damaging. I actually expect Tua to play really well in this game. Kai, do you see anything like that where like Tua is trying to outperform Mahomes or trying to force feed the ball to Tyreek that could get him into a little bit of trouble?
Yeah, I think that there's a chance that could happen, but I'm fairly confident that it's not going to be that situation. I think that they'll try to scheme Tyreek open. I think that the entire team and the entire offense understands that this kind of means something to him. And if you see him talk to Brandon Marshall earlier on in the week about the contract situation and how everything went down, how he said he really never wanted to leave, but they just wouldn't give him the money right. Like they wouldn't, match his money. And at some point, everyone always says, oh, you play for the love of the game. Listen, man, at some point, your worth. And Tyreek Hill knows his worth. He knows that he's one of, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL. And he's playing like the best wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, the only person close to him is AJ Brown right now in terms of current form. I think that they'll try to get him the ball early. I don't think that they'll force it. I think you saw a lot of Javon Hall, and it's just because I saw a picture of him. You see a lot of Jalen Waddle last week where he was finally getting the football again. He got a touchdown. They were giving him the ball in these crucial situations. Had a couple drops, but he made up for it. I think that this will be. He is prone to do that, as we all know. I think that they'll scheme Tyreek open. I expect a very, very good game from the offense. Like, I don't expect a bad game from them. Whether that's running the football, whether that's passing the football, especially getting the reinforcements back. Like, if you have a bad game on offense when you get back Teron Armstead and you get back Connor Williams, I mean, that would be ridiculous. You would be down one guard at that point.
But I'm about to say Robert Hunt is out, no?
Yeah, he's out. So you'd be down one starting guard if you can't, make it work. And even then, if you really want to, you could just, like, Liam's been solid at center. You could just have Connor play guard for a game or two until you get Robert Hunt back.
I kept saying that, like, Connor Williams is not a center. He is a guard.
He's an elite blocker. He's an elite blocker.
He is. And that was another thing. Like, I never even considered that machination because we were talking about, like, who replaces Rob, like, when he's out. And Connor's a good option. I told JMV that I think it's going to be Liam. I don't think they're going to put Connor back at center, but then they put Connor at guard. But he was like, "What about Kendall Lamb playing guard?" I was
But
like,
would you
"I
want
don't
to
think they're
kick him
gonna do
inside
that."
like that? Because you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
like
replace right guard and left guard technically.
no, Austin Jackson. I mean, a
Who's
guard.
a
I'm
tackle?
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my point. I was like, I don't think they want to mess with I don't think they want to mess with it like that. So like, I think your suggestion is something that I didn't even consider. Leaving Liam at center and putting Connor Williams at guard is probably not ideal. I don't want Liam Eichenberg on the field. I don't want him. I don't want him playing. He's my new Jesse Davis, by the way. Like, I have no idea how this man is still wearing an NFL uniform, bro. He's so bad. He's so bad.
Where is it?
So, huh?
The picture got deleted of Jesse Davis and Liam Eichenberg mixed. It's not here.
Yeah, no. But I do want to take some time right now to do a drip check because I've seen a couple pictures come in, and we're going to start with whoever this is. I can't really tell who it is. Oh, that's JP. Look at him, bro.
What in the English man is this guy wearing?
Bro, he looks like a 1950s like jazz trumpeter. Like,
dude, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
He looked like he finna go into a Zatarans commercial. Like, but I like that style. Like,
nah, he looks good. He looks like he's about to put up half a sack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks really polite, and I'm not fucking with that. Let's go to the next one. You told me that this is Deshaun Elliott.
Yes.
This is Deshaun Elliott embracing the German culture.
So here's the thing, right?
What's up?
If this game was in Munich, in Bavaria, his lederhosen would make sense. It is not in Bavaria. So although it is traditional German wear, that's traditional to Bavaria and not Frankfurt. I mean, but hey, you know,
the problem is we're Americans. We don't know the difference.
I will say that shit can be uncomfortable if you don't get the right lederhosen. So I hope that he got the right. I mean, he looks like he's comfortable. So.
brother, this thing is pulling them pants up from the front. I can guarantee you, he is not comfortable in this, bro. That's not.
Oh, look at the other pics. He rhinestoned his lederhosen.
Oh, this.
The fuck,
man, bedazzling a lederhosen is insane. We don't have to know the difference. We won the war twice. Shut up. Great show, bro. First season. Oh, yep. It was a great show. You got Teron Armstead. That is a massive human being.
Dude, he's so big.
Yeah, bro. He's humongous, bro. And yet he's so fragile. I want him to make it to the flight home from Germany. Okay. Like, he's one of the players who just get through the game. Just get through the game healthy, bro. That's all I care about with him all the time. But I like the fit. I like the little combination. It's a little normal for my taste. Raheem Mostert, looking like something straight out of Compton. I like that. What do you think about this fit, Kai? This is normal clothing to you?
He looks all right.
Yeah,
that's Durham Smythe behind him, no? Yeah, that's from someone tried to AI Ryan Reynolds. One of the two.
The boy Waddle. Okay, on his comfy swag over there in Germany.
It looks like a boba cup.
Yeah, it's like is the German Starbucks that he's drinking?
Probably.
Yeah, I like the comfortable look. I like when people go comfortable. And speaking of comfortable, my man, always the boy Uno, man. This too damn comfortable for me. I've usually been fucking with Uno the way he's been coming with like the toes out and the Hawaiian shirt showing the sleeve off. This is like he came straight off a flight, bro. And I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. This ain't screaming 350 and 3 touchdowns to me, bro.
And hopefully. That's gotta be the hope.
You think
he looks all right.
Uno looks gigantic? Maybe not. We have a special guest in the back who let's tell you
Yeah.
who is said yes. Yeah.
Guys know that my entire life I've never believed in daylight savings, and it's gotten to the point where like I just refuse to just participate. Someone told me yesterday to change my clock. I said fuck you. So this is just where we're at.
You got an iPhone, so it changed for you automatically, gang. How you doing
Well, I
this
don't
morning?
care. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in it. It's like the wind. It doesn't exist.
You ain't up to see it one way or
You
the
said
other.
like the wind it doesn't exist.
100%. It's just a thought. It's an idea, to be
It's just a
honest.
theory.
It's a
Thank you,
concept.
Kai. I was gonna say hypothesis, but it's like we're not even hypothesizing. It's just we're just theorizing.
The
Man,
people's champ.
Juan, you sound up and awake really early this morning. Tell me how you feeling about the Dolphins playing over there in Germany today.
It is literally the biggest game I think this century. Like I kid you not. Since obviously the 21st century started, I don't think we've had a bigger game, bro. Like genuinely, this could be an AFC Championship decider of where it's gonna be. Like, do you want to have to travel to KC or do you want to have this shit at the crib? Because we're undefeated at the crib right now. So it's like it's not, you know, I tried to downplay it earlier, maybe last week, because it's like just another game. It's just week 9, whatever it is. But the implications and what potentially could happen, depending on the results, are just too big, bro. Like we're literally fighting for the number 1 seed right now.
Yeah, so this is the question that I want to ask y'all. When we look at this, like, are we looking at it from the perspective of just like if they lose this game, then it only has implications on kind of where the Dolphins finish in the playoffs, or does it have any implications on the perception of what this Dolphins team is? I've kind of been nudging this way the entire time, but now this game kind of it's going to make the only beating sub 500 teams narrative scream louder if they aren't competitive in this game, bro. So, are there any implications from this game if the Dolphins don't play well that maybe they aren't a team that deserves to be talked about in the breath with the top teams in the AFC? Kai, I'll throw that to you first.
Could you repeat the question?
It's just pretty much is this game going to take them out of the conversation for
No.
the top teams in the AFC if they don't play well?
No, I don't think so. I think you could be hard pressed. I get how, and like I told you at the jump too that I think that this is a huge game for them. That it's another one of those litmus tests that I stated it during the Bills game. I said my litmus tests are the Eagles and the Chiefs. So at the top, think that they failed the first test already. There's a possibility for them to fail the second test, but the first test was an utter failure. That one is I'm not one of those that goes, oh, but we lost close. So no, you lose, you lose. When you go to the Kansas City Invitational, you lose, you're out, you're done. It's not like, oh, we got next week. But I wouldn't be so hard pressed to think, okay, now it's done. Now that's it. Now you have nothing left and there's no chance. It's you lose to good teams. As long as you're not losing too horrible, I don't think that it's a sign that you can't be up there with the big guys. You should still be upset and annoyed that a loss is a loss. Like that's just what it is. But I don't think that you go there immediately and say, well, you know what, it is now we're fucked and we're not going to do well. We're not going to do this or we're not going to do that. But I will definitely come up here and say if they lose today that they failed another litmus test because I said that's a standard that I said I would set. Where if they failed, they failed. But I don't think that it immediately takes them out of being in any conversation.
So Juan, do you feel like if they lose this game, that is any indication that this team just may not be as good as we think it is?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I liked what I heard this week when McDaniel told the guys, "Hey, if you win this game, you're a Super Bowl contender, and if you lose this game, you're a pretender." Right? Like that's gonna be media perception, right? I don't think I'm that far gone yet. I genuinely, and I've taken this approach the entire year. I think you have to build up to beat the good teams, right? Like you need experience on games that you're not supposed to win and what you do in those games, right? So that Philly game, that Buffalo game, we didn't do enough. We saw that. We know this, right? For me it's growth, it's progress. Like can we make this a close game until the fourth quarter? Because I've never been one about moral victories, but like when you're 6-2, you're obviously. I mean, at this point in my eyes, you're 100% a playoff team, right? Like
Yeah.
what changes to me is if you want to be considered the elite of the elite, these are the games you got to go out there and just gut it out and win any way possible. So for me, I'm just more so in the middle of this is more of just fact finding and getting more information as far as who we are as a collective team. Because look, if Tua steps up, if the defense keeps going how it's going, if Tyreek has his revenge game, like it's going to be very tough to stop us. But we know who's on the opposite end, right? It's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I just
Like,
think it's for me, it's just
that.
more like fact finding, like collecting information and seeing how we react to pressure situations.
Yeah, but and that's my point though. Like, you can't lose all of your litmus tests and still be like, nope, we're good. Like that's just the that's just the way that I'm looking at it. Like the Buffalo game, cool. If you don't want to count that as a litmus test, the first one, then that's fine. The Eagles game was absolutely a litmus test, and I just felt like the Dolphins got out physical in that game, and that just shows them what level of physicality that they on or are not on. This game, it's not the Chiefs are not as physical team. They're more of a finesse team than the Eagles were, and which means that I think the Dolphins have a better chance against the Chiefs than they do against the Eagles of making this a competitive game. I don't know. I want to make sure I make this clear. I do not need the Dolphins to win this game in order for me to consider them legit. I need them not to look completely helpless in this game. Like that's what I felt like they looked like against the Eagles. I felt like they looked a little bit helpless in that game to like do anything
Towards
with
the
them.
end.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like it just felt inept. And this, if you don't give me that in this game, then I think we cool. We want to thank AB Productions with the 9.99. Don't know. I think I know who you are. But I want to thank you as kindly as possible, just in case you're not who I think you are. Dolphins going to put on a show in Germany and prove they are one of the premier teams in the NFL. Believe. Also, keep up the good work. We appreciate you for the $10 donos and the support. As always, if you want to continue to support this channel, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the network, the Basement Sports Network at large. And if you really want to support us, make sure y'all give our guy James Pugh a call over there at Simple Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance does not need to be complicated. Make sure you email our guy or give him a call today and tell him that the basement sent you. You can email our guy at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a call at 321-345-7738. Again, that number is 321-345-7738. We want to thank Simple Health Advisors and especially our guy James Pugh for supporting not only this show, but the network at large. And yeah, the inactives have come out, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to put that on the screen now. We got Robbie Chosen, Skylar Thompson, Kelvin Joseph, Brandon Jones is out, and Robert Hunt is out.
That Robert Hunt one hurts me. That Robert Hunt.
Two of those we already knew, though.
Yeah, two of those we already knew. And then on top of that, me and Kyle literally talked about Robert Hunt a little bit. One, I want to throw the same question to you. What do you think they do in the absence of Robert Hunt? Who starts at guard?
I actually think they're as high on Robert Jones as they are Kendall Lamb. So I not that I don't think Robert Hunt's a much better player. I obviously do. I just don't think we're gonna miss him as much because of the guys we're getting back, right? Like I know we were talking about inactives and who's inactive, but I think the ones who aren't inactive is also as important because, in my understanding, Connor and Teron Armstead are both playing right now. So, like, yeah, we're going to lose Hunt, but it's going to mitigate. It's not going to feel as bad because we're getting those two guys back.
What do you think of Kai's idea of just starting starting Connor at the guard spot that's open by Hunt and then leaving Liam at center?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think about that as a proposed starting offense?
I think Kai has picked up some drug use and he needs to be held accountable. We need a drug test him. There is no way you will ever catch me saying I want to see Liam Eichenberg play football, unless it's like maybe flag football for the Olympics. But even then, I know he ain't snapping that shit right. So I generally don't know what sport he could be. Maybe he's a bowler. I don't know, but like football wise, no. Liam Eichenberg needs to stay off the field.
Jason Kelsey is absolutely going to be the USA center. There's no doubt in my mind.
Hey, but in flag,
Well,
there's no blocking, so they'll probably have a tight end be center, a little underhand toss.
My
that's also true.
my thing is if we end up doing these flag football Olympics, like who is Tyreek gonna pick as his quarterback?
I think if there's a flag football Olympics, the quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. There's no question, not a doubt in my
Respects
mind.
the 2023 MVP, please.
Tyreek Hill.
Listen, we
Cook,
haven't had this convo in a while.
cook conscientious.
Look,
Hey,
bro, I'm
but
not
no,
gonna hop off that.
if you don't want to see Liam, then I want to hear who you would try out there as your 5. Like, who would be the guard that you replace him?
Oh, easy. It's that's crazy. I have to say, I say Austin Jackson with like no fear in my heart now. But Austin Jackson at right tackle, Robert Jones at right guard, Connor at center, uh, Lester Cotton at left guard, I think, and then Teron Armstead at left tackle.
Mm.
Did that not impress you? I was actually impressed. I named them all pretty on time.
I mean, that
I feel like
skill
that was
aside,
so like
the
uninspiring
lineup
for you.
itself, Lester Cotton, like I didn't even consider him an option. Like, even though he's played okay or whatever, like I didn't even really consider him like an option. Like, I was like, is he going to be?
I am putting everybody before I put Liam in there. I will put
I
Mike
kind of
McDaniel in as guard before I put in
I
Liam
kind of
Eichenberg.
like Kai's idea of leaving Liam at center and
Oh,
starting.
you guys are doing the
Connor at
same
guard.
drugs then. You guys are sharing drugs, is what I'm hearing.
Listen, first of all, brother, a drug test in the basement would yield ungodly results. And
Hey, whoa!
hey,
There's like
there will be
two
there will
people
be
passing that drug test, bro.
there'll be some
And one of
people.
them's on
Me?
the show.
One of them is me. I don't know
The
who the
other
other
one
one
is
is.
the other one is me.
RJM. I think Ricky's definitely passing that drug test.
1000%. Ricky J. Marcus passing. Who else is passed? Probably LJ.
Maybe Jess, but Jess be getting crazy with the fucking Cuban coffee, so I don't know.
And she drank a lot of wine, bro. So ain't no like
Oh
telling.
no.
like, uh, uh, like
A lotus group.
who else is passing that drug? Oh, Threat. Surprisingly, Threat doesn't.
I refuse.
Threat doesn't smoke or drink, bro.
Nah.
Nothing, bro.
That boy be ranting straight off the dome.
Bro, listen, brother. Like, that man, he don't do none of that, bro. But hey, in my eyes, I'm the soberest person here. Alcohol is a drug.
Who's questioning that? Listen, this year too has been my drug.
Let's talk about Uno, bro, because I think that's going, because we talked about him a little bit, where it's kind of like Holland asked us, do we foresee a situation where Tua is trying to like force the ball into like Tyreek as his revenge game and like gets himself in some trouble that way? Neither Kai nor I think he's going to do anything like that, but I do anticipate him playing well. I'm wondering what you're expecting from Uno, Juan.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think the MVP high is gone. Right. I think we have a solid quarterback who's been prone to make that dumbass mistake. Right. Whether it was the pick six versus the Giants, hell, I think it was the first drive he threw a pick versus Patriots. So those are things that are concerning to me. But I've liked how he's responded. Right. I like how he's answered. We all know he turns into Dan Marino after an interception. That's fine. I would rather skip out on the interception and just get Dan Marino. But beggars can't be choosers, and at this point, we're 6-2. I don't think it's been. I think there's been more games that it's been because of him, but I don't think we've lost a single game because of him either. So I definitely think there's progress. That whole MVP shit though, like that should let me know like. It has to be an entire year award. It can't be your September MVP. Okay, cool, bro. You got September Player of the Month. Tyreek got it in October. Like, it has to be more consistent, in my opinion, if we're actually going to be sitting here and being serious about him winning an MVP.
Yeah, I think you're going to get the version of Tua that you want. I just maybe one interception, bro. But I see him throwing at least 2 touchdowns, and I legitimately think this man finna throw for 300 yards. Kai, I skipped you because I thought you looked like you was over there cooking. Was I correct?
but what I have is completely unrelated to the Tua topic.
Oh. Okay, go ahead. I don't care what you have, but like I want you to talk about Tua and then transition to what it is
Okay,
that you were
so
doing.
with Tua, I continue to think that the conversation around the quarterback no longer exists. Like I think there's no longer any need for a conversation about that. Um,
Well, you have to talk about
so
Brother,
huh?
did you see Caleb
we
Williams
have,
last night?
yuck. We have to. I mean, we have to talk about the Tua thing.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think that it's anything where it's like, oh, Tua this, Tua. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
back
I
from,
think I think we're all beyond the point where it's like questioning what
yeah.
version of Tua we're going to get. Like, are we
It's
going to
not like
get good or
the
bad Tua? It's not like that. It's more
It's not
like
like the Ryan Tannehill era where like, man, we're gonna get him throw for 2 touchdowns today or 3 picks. Like, is this this $20 million quarterback? Is he gonna do
yeah,
something or not?
yeah.
Is no longer that. I don't know, man. I'm solid. He's just not the MVP. Tyreek Hill is the MVP. He is. It's a quarterback award, so if Tua keeps this pace up, he's gonna get it. But I think Tyreek Hill is undoubtedly the MVP. He'll break the 2,000-yard record. Shit, today, I look. We were talking about force feeding the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if Tua puts up 200 yards alone with Tyreek today. Like I wouldn't be surprised. And that's not even force feeding him. I just think that would happen. Like that's just in the
No,
realm of
Mike
possibility.
McDaniel's that petty, 100%.
Yeah, it's just in the realm of possibility where like how we were talking about earlier, not force feeding, but scheming it somehow. Like just somehow you'll be sitting there thinking to yourself, how the fuck did he get open? And he's
Well,
just gonna be open.
the thing about it is like he can do his like regular scheming. Like they can run their regular game plan, which is good enough for him to get like 200 yards. But it's just kind of like you get him one deep ball, like because that the regular game plan to get him like 130, 140 or whatever. Get him
Yeah.
one deep ball just to get him over the 200. Just let them show Kansas City what they're missing. I think that's well within the realm of possibility.
I want to really quick here, because we're getting 42 minutes.
Hey, listen, brother. We're gonna do the show. We're gonna do it, brother. We have
So
done it.
I want to ask you guys a nice question here. It's a guessing game, as usual with me.
Okay. I like that.
So there are 2 teams in the NFL that are within the top 10 teams in a record. Or let's go. And it's top 9 teams in winning record because only 9 teams in the AFC have a winning record. So the top 9 teams in the AFC that have a winning record, there are only 2 teams that have an equal record against teams above 500 and a close to equal record against teams below 500. One of them is the Miami Dolphins. Can you guys name the second team?
Eagles.
This is the AFC. You see, we're talking about drugs.
It's an
I
AFC.
told you. Listen, I told you I don't believe in this daylight saving shit. Like the sun should not be out right now.
In the
It's not
AFC.
okay.
In the AFC.
Is it the Pittsburgh Steelers?
It is not the Pittsburgh Steelers. Juan?
Baltimore.
It is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, fuck them.
The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins both have a 1-2 record against teams above 500. And the Bills have a 4-1 record against teams below 500. The Dolphins have a 5-0 record against teams.
What's fucked is that the Bills one of the Bills only win against teams over 500 is us.
I'm just saying.
Who's the other one?
Then that's it. They're 1-2.
Oh fuck yeah! See, that's why I don't really believe in that whole.
I'm just saying it's just an interesting little record there, huh?
No, it actually is. It really is. Because I personally I don't believe in like quality wins or whatever. Like I just. Like just win, just be who the fuck's on your schedule. Because I was gonna bring it up earlier. Like, if we're 14-3, and the only 3 games I lost are Buffalo, Eagles, KC, I'm not bitching. I'm not.
Yeah, but neither one of you are, but we've had this conversation before, bro. The type of win, like quality wins, may not be a thing that you like. But it does matter in terms of who you are beating, bro. Because if you just fatten up on an easy schedule on sorrier opponents, and then it won't be the case. If you end up 14-3, then you will have beat some pretty good teams to get there. Like you will have beaten Dallas to get there. You will have beaten like
Buffalo's defense is so good.
You would have beaten Buffalo. Like personally, I think, despite their record, I think the New England Patriots are a good football team. Not talented, but they are well coached and they are disciplined, bro. And they give teams fits because of those two things. But they are not. Good morning, beautiful people. What's going on, Cap? Statement game alert.
He
We're
said it
all there,
right.
bro.
He said it right. Mike McDaniel the other day said Guten Tag, and it was in the evening, which would be Guten Abend. Cap just said it right. It is Guten Tag. I mean, he spelled it wrong, but it is Guten Tag, which means good morning.
Bundesliga to you
What
too.
the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, Kai has turned into a Frankfurt on us in the middle of the damn
Nah.
This
show.
motherfucker
fuck
thinks it's
Frankfurt.
like it's what is this? They speak German, right? It's not like Portuguese or
They're,
Brazilian.
they're in
It's German.
Germany, bro.
Oh yeah, he thinks this is like after lunch we're having a German class. Like
I'm just telling you, bud.
Guten
Brother.
Tag.
Come on now.
Is
Danke
Eichenberg
schön.
a German last name?
Is what?
Is Eichenberg a German last name?
I'm pretty sure.
Right?
I think I searched this up on the extra yard when he got drafted.
Listen, bro.
I'm almost positive that I did.
He might
He might be playing
well
better because he's
in the
at the
home
crib.
country. Like when he breathes in that air.
It's like Roby when he plays at the crib. It's just a different Roby.
Stone say it's a Hebrew last name.
Oh fuck me. Well,
there goes that.
Yep. Thanks, Stone. Could have just let us ride, bro.
You could have let us have something. Will Coach Reed prove his point by double, triple teaming Hill to shut him down, or to the contrary, will he single coverage him more often than not? Nobody covers Tyreek Hill one-on-one, like really, and expects to live from it. I don't think Coach Reed was the one who had a point to prove. I think it was Kansas City in general they just didn't have the type of money Tyreek wanted. And so they weren't going to be able to give him that. And so he didn't stay. He left and came to Miami to our benefit. So thank you for that. But yeah, no, I don't think he's going to Andy Reid don't coach defense. No way, Holly. That's
okay.
Steve
So I just have a question though, because like if there's anybody that would have any clue on how to slow down Tyreek, would it not be the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, but like, is there an answer? Like if there's I'll play devil's advocate with your question. If there's anybody who knew that there was no way to stop Tyreek Hill, wouldn't it be the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, but this is a different Tyreek Hill.
See, because the thing is, like, I used to watch a lot of Tyreek. I used to watch a lot of Tyreek before he was even a Dolphin, right? And one thing you could see is like he'll go 9, 180, 2 TDs, and then the next week we'll just have like 2 for 14. Right?
That's because he wasn't always a good receiver, bro. He was a gadget guy when he first came out, and he made himself into a receiver.
I think my point though is like that defense that we're about to face might be the best defense we're facing all year, right? I'm really high on Kansas City, 100%, bro. Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, Karlaftis, I think his name is what?
Better than Dallas?
Oh, easily, yeah. Dallas is just living and dying right now by turnovers, bro. Like, genuinely, I don't think
Brian Flores style. Brian Flores style defense.
Did that make you feel good, Kai?
It made me feel great.
Because he's killing it in Minnesota.
Yeah, in Minnesota? Listen, bro.
Yeah, you see all his games? Because
not all right, brother.
Listen, buddy, he hasn't been killing it at all.
All the games he loses because of the lack of talent over there, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That man will never be a head coach in the NFL ever again.
Well,
which he should get the chance, but he will never.
He sued the NFL and called everybody in the league racist. They're never giving him a job.
Not only that, imagine if you're an owner or a GM. The second you leave, the starting quarterback on that team starts playing out of his mind. You're gonna start having questions. You're gonna be like,
"Don't do this, Tyler. Don't do this." It was the guy who told Tua to be a man. That's what Brian Flores was.
Wait, Kai, where were you heading right now? Because as soon as Brian Flores left, Xavier Howard's groins just are in flames right now. Emmanuel Ogbah looks like an XFL player.
Okay, well, everyone knows that Emmanuel Ogbah shouldn't have been paid. So let's stop it there.
Blitz Boy has been MIA since Brian Flores left the building.
will continue to keep my same statement. That man, just on a coaching point of view, will never be a head coach again. Now, when it comes to the NFL being racist towards him, that's a if you had a
That's a
checklist and you were
fact.
Santa, you could fucking just check that shit off.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. But that man will never be. If it wasn't for that, and we're strictly just talking about perception, that man would never be a head coach again.
Yeah.
What does
Let's get to some of these
mean?
predictions. That's a good question.
What does Ich bin Kai mean?
I am Kai.
Ich bin is I am.
Yeah, Ishbin.
You like I get like my dyslexia is kicking in, and I'm just reading bitch.
Do you know what the bottom says?
Ich bin ein Sykes. Eichenberg sucks.
No, it's been 9-6.
I am legend.
I am a 6.
You're a 6.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
No, it's
You're
soccer. It's soccer. It's soccer.
You out here being Drake, bro?
You are.
It's a soccer.
6. Oh, let's get to some of these
Captain
predictions.
Canada.
Yeah, right.
116 NPC.
Rolling through the 6 with my woke. You know how? Let's get to some of these predictions because we started the show really early, and hopefully I can catch me a nap before it kicks off. Kyle, let's start with you, bro. Give me a prediction. How does it happen?
Kansas City Chiefs 24, Miami Dolphins 20. No further explanation, Your Honor.
No problem. We'll take that. Juan, what you thinking?
I'm going Dolphins 35, Chiefs 21.
You're really leaning into this Tua thing.
No, I don't even think it's Tua, honestly. I genuinely think we're going to get 20 points no matter what. I think the defense is starting to click back on. And I don't like Kansas City's offense, dog. And I know I say that, and I'm probably going to see them go for 407 touchdowns. But I've seen enough of it this entire year where the run game isn't that scary to me. Pacheco looks like he's trying to run a 400-meter. That like I don't know why he runs like that. It annoys me. Their receivers honestly might be the worst receivers we've seen all year. Sky Moore he's not even a real person at this point to me. And their O-line to me is beatable, bro. I think Bradley Chubb is on a little run right now. I think JP's catching fire, and I think we have too much over them right now.
I don't agree. I think the Chiefs are going to beat the shit out of the Dolphins. Not when I say beat the shit out of them, I don't mean like it's going to be a blow. I think it's going to be like 31 to like 21 Chiefs. Like I for one, like I'm contrary to you guys, whereas I'm using these games to judge the Dolphins' potential to win like a championship. So I'm like, if they lose this game, then I'm completely taking them out of contender class in the AFC. And that's just the way that I rank it. If you can't beat any of the upper echelon teams in the NFL, then you don't deserve to be in the discussion with them. Even if they beat the rest of their schedule, whatever, in the top OE of Little Faith, I'm a first-year Dolphins fan. You got to give me a chance to, like, fully get into the delusion, but I'm not there yet. It's just I can't put them in the same class as teams that they have no ability to beat. So if they're not competitive in this game, which in my opinion, that could be a 31-21 game in which they don't look competitive, they pick up a late touchdown to kind of make it look better at the end. But if they don't at least look like they can play on the same field as Kansas City, then I'm just going to assume that they can't. And I'm assuming that they're a one-win playoff team that's going to get up out of there. And that's a successful season for Dolphins fans. So, like, you take the steps where it is, but it's not kind of like where we were leaning towards at the beginning of the season, where this is one of the more talented teams. This is a team that can compete. This is a team that should be in the conversation for, like, one of the teams that could potentially get to the Super Bowl. Like, I'm taking them out of that conversation if they lose this game, like, handily. Now, if they lose it close, we rocking, bro. Like, we're like, all right, bitch. We'll see y'all in the AFC Championship just at y'all career. But, like, I don't know. Like, I can't allow them to, like, lose this game. What's up?
To add one little thing on my end, I firmly believe that the Miami Dolphins have the ability to win.
You
this
want to
game.
add something now after you said that's it? When we trying to.
So just because it was a little dickish of me, I think that they absolutely can win this game. Like I'm just thinking on the fact that I said at the beginning of the year that we would lose this game, and I still think that they're gonna lose this game. Not because I don't have faith that they can win. And don't get me wrong, every play we get one bad call and I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna be screaming. I don't even care that I predicted a loss. My fandom trumps everything. But I don't know. I don't think that I would rather be super non-optimistic and then all of a sudden we win and I have a great rest of my day than to think that we're gonna win and then I have a shitty rest of my day. It's already a shitty day when JMV made me start playing fucking FIFA Ultimate Team. I don't want to do anything else.
What you said, Juan?
No guts, no glory.
Did you
Fuck
just
that
say
shit.
Did you just say guts? All right, man.